Welcome back to Parry Brothers YouTube channel. Let's go racing. So yeah, we arrived to the track a little late. Brad was already there set up.
Hello.
And I looked at his face and fucking hell, he looked like he was shitting himself.
Wow, look at this.
We made it.
We made it.
Oh my god.
You've had a shave.
Yeah.
Tried to make him feel a bit better about it, but I don't know if I just made it worse, if I'm honest. We did surprise him with a t-shirt. It was his birthday a few days before.
You notice Brad's been wearing everyone else's team clothing with their names and numbers on, and considering it's his birthday, we decided to treat him to his own merch.
No way. Oh my god.
Race 1 and a new shirt.
New shirt. So exciting. That's probably the only good thing about this, you know, the first race. The merch arrived.
There are some positives in there somewhere.
Yeah.
If you look below this video, you can purchase your own if you want one to support the race team.
We literally received the merch the day that we were going, the morning of, and Hazar on the camera went through all of the stuff, organised all the shirts, so we all had our fresh gear at the first race.
Woo! Great.
Oil in the motor. Yeah, oil in the diff. Yeah. Change the gears. Change the gears for the gear. I've done a light list of WD-40, so it makes my job easy when I get home. I don't have to wash it.
Yeah, it should fall off a bit easier.
We got our heat draws like 2 days before the weekend, and we were starting 9th in the first heat and 4th in the second heat.
Now, before we do anything crazy with setup, we go and watch what the sprint cars are doing.
Yeah.
Get a look at the track, and then come back and make some changes. Yes. Organised team stuff.
Right.
Oh, yeah. We did a thing.
Sun's setting and it's time to go racing. We went to go and have a look at the track conditions and watch the sprint cars do some hot laps. These V8 engines are putting out 900 horsepower, and before our night even started, we witnessed a huge accident. The driver was okay, but I'm not sure we could say the same about the car. We were doing our final checks before the tension started building to our first heat race. There was a lot of way nicer, more expensive Modlite cars than ours, but we won't let any of them intimidate us.
How are you feeling?
Yeah, good. Yeah, I'm shooting myself for Brad, to be honest. He's ready to go out there. They're in the mock grid, ready to go out for the first heat. So hopefully this one goes smoothly, stays out of trouble, and then the rest of the night we can start getting some decent results.
It kind of hit me as he was doing his warm-up lap, getting ready for his first heat, and I was like, holy fuck, we actually made it. And the car was sat in the garage, nothing working on it. If you remember, the throttle cable was just about to give way. We had no motor. The motor wasn't even sealed by the scrutineers. The chassis wasn't even registered. Everything was bent on the car. The odds were stacked completely against us, and all of a sudden, we stood trackside. The car is popping flames as it's rolling around like an absolute badass. And he was going into his first heat race of the season, and it was the big opener as well. The sprint cars were there, all the top guys, there was a big crowd. It was like the perfect setting to get the season started. First corner and there was already big drama, but Brad managed to avoid this huge accident. The race was restarted and somehow everyone involved in the accident was allowed to overtake us and start in front of us. So we still found ourselves at the back. There was a bit of a downer because we had a bit of a humbling experience of how fast all these boys actually are.
I just had so much confidence going into the night, but after the first heat race, the confidence was just sucked out of me because I just saw everybody in front disappear, and I could do nothing about it.
We got some work to do with the car. The car is not perfect, it's sluggish. We don't think the gearing's right, we don't think the suspension setup's right, we're messing with tyre pressures because we're kind of like working in the dark. I don't know how to set up a speedway car. I'm from a superbike background, so this is all new to me. And poor Brad is, although he's a very talented driver, he's not an expert with setting up a car either. We're kind of just working in the dark, trying to figure out what works and what doesn't. We've had very limited track time to actually gather our own data. We're trying our best.
You got no brakes?
I dropped the tyre pressures a little low because at Kingaroy we had such a good run that I thought if we dropped the tyre pressures, you know, by the time we got on the track, the sprint cars had already done their hot laps and qualifying, so the track was pretty like blown off.
I had no grip.
I thought, you know, it might be a bit sticky, a bit tacky. We'll run a little lower tyre pressures, and but it was like the complete wrong setup. Like it was the opposite of what you could do, and it's just a shame because Kingaroy felt so good. But then as soon as I sat back in the car and we did the first heat race in Toowoomba, it felt like nothing had changed from the last time I drove it, and I had like no confidence in the car. The car didn't want to go where I was turning it. Like had no turn in the front. The car just wanted to go straight. Yeah, and then coming out of the corners, like there was just like no drive. And then by the time I was getting halfway down the straight, we were running out of gear again, and we changed the gear ratio from Kingaroy to go to a higher gear ratio, and somehow we still were running out of gear in Toowoomba. So I ended up just pulling third, and it was good because I wasn't on limiter, but at the same time there was no pull in the car.
This is really only the first time you've driven it properly since you guys have worked on it. It's frustrating, but it's still running, you know. This is better than it was last season.
We're putting the GoPro under here to film the flames coming out of the exhaust. So this might be the last time we ever see this thing. Goodbye, GoPro. So these guys had a collision in our heat. I don't know if you saw on the footage. They had a bit of a smash up. It was time to start getting ready for Heat 2. But unfortunately for us, the story was much the same. GoPro is on. But we've got some really exciting mods to do to the car. We want to get it faster. I want to upgrade the exhaust. I want to try and get this motor pushing out a bit more power. We want to learn and get our heads around all the gearing and the diff setup. We don't fully understand it, we're just starting to understand it. And we want to upgrade all the suspension.
We've had a sponsor step up, the Bank of Dad. He's come through and supplied us with some springs and some shocks for our next meeting. Looking forward to getting that on the car because hopefully it just changes something. You know, it has to improve somewhere.
Although the car doesn't handle that great, it handled well enough to avoid another accident.
Feel better? Taste better?
So yeah, some really exciting stuff. I don't really see any negatives from the first race. Brad is going to beat himself up. He wants to win races, so of course he's not going to be happy until he is. And even when he is winning races, I'm sure there'll still be something he wants to like complain about because he's a driver. That's what they do. It's the same in the superbike world. They all moan about shit, but it's because he wants to do well. And you know, I was really proud of him, and I was really proud to see the car out there. Time for the corny slow-mo shot. You work it, Brad. They're grading the track just before Brad's going out, so it's going to be a little bit tricky because he's not driven on it in this condition.
All my homies spin the block, hit the gas, hit the gas.
they went out there with the tractor and stuck the grader into the track and ripped the bottom. And so when we went out, the bottom was really fresh and had a lot of moisture in it. But the tire pressures that we put in were kind of for a track that wasn't ripped up yet. So I decided to run the middle for a while, but it just was no good. The track had no grip. We had I had no turn. The car was really snappy. So I started to run the bottom a little bit, and that's where the grip was. Like, the car came pretty good, but there was just so many cautions during the feature that it was so stop-start. I couldn't get into a rhythm, and I just found myself we would take off, and then I'd get slightly into a rhythm and feel like I was catching the cars ahead, and then there'd be another caution, and it'd be back to the start where everyone would drive off from me again. I'd get into a rhythm, caution. So I think at the end we ended up finishing like maybe one spot ahead of where we started, but it's still like it wasn't great.
And you
Got nudged.
Yeah, we got nudged, bit of damage on the new panels, a new crash bar. I know, sad. But yeah, and then we spun out a couple times, dodged a lot of crashes. But that's just what happens when you're at the back. You just have to deal with it.
Right in the middle of the mayhem.
Yeah, it's just the worst place to be.
Thanks to all the organisers for putting on such a great event, and congratulations to the top 3. Watch out, we're coming for you. We had a great time, and we got some tits time in the seat.
Get some tits, yeah. All about the tits.
So if you want to see more, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, and you can buy a team shirt. They are available right now.
It's time for an inspection. Suspension inspection.
aftermath of race 1. Right, show me the damage.
We had a pretty wild time at the first race of the year. It was the season opener, and we had achieved all of our goals, which was to build a reliable race car and score enough points to make the main event.
Front end, I don't think we got any front end damage. It's all at the back here. Brand new panels, creased. I don't even know how that happened. Like, how does a car even get that high to hit that? And then Paul Sam's new fabricated bar. It's been bent. We lost 2 bolts, so our wing panel was just flapping around. It's sort of cosmetic stuff, really. It's nothing important. It just sucks, you know, because it was new. But no, it's not new. But at least now it's got damage, then it doesn't hurt when it gets more damage. You know,
Yeah.
It's already been hit.
And it also officially matches the rest of the car.
Ah, true, yeah.
It looked a bit out of place being so new.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. It just wasn't right. So, yeah, thank you to whoever did that. Not really. Fuck you. I think that actually adjusts.
We're taking some time to learn more about the setup of the car today.
So the only other thing we've got that could be ride height are these top shock mounts.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, okay, I can see it now. I thought they were welded to the chassis.
We have some white lines where they possibly used to run the car, and I'm wondering if the rear of the car is too high, because it's like on the highest setting. And you can see where the lines were where they used to set the ride height.
Brad's main comments after the first race were lack of grip from the rear and struggling to turn the car.
Possibly we could lower the rear a little bit, and then we need to find out, because we got the measurements for ride height, but we need to find out where to measure it from.
It's hard because I did see somewhere it said that you just measure it from the chassis
To the floor.
Yeah, but like where on the chassis, you know? Measure.
Or if we decide on an area,
Yeah, that's
and
just
then that is where we measure it every time.
Yeah, yeah.
So if we lower it, we know how much we've lowered it by.
Yeah,
Or we
that's-
lift it, vice versa. you know?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Our plan is to lower the rear of the car to put more weight on the rear tyres. This will generate heat and grip. And then for the front and the turn-in, we're looking into running stiffer springs to make the front end more responsive. This is our theory, but reality might be a little different.
Are you ready to spring into action?
You know, if we measure the ride height and it's supposed to be like 5 inches on the front,
Yeah.
and then 5.5 on the rear or something.
Yeah, only an inch from the rear and the front, but it's like half an inch from right rear to left rear. So it's like 5.5, 5, 4.5, 4.
Because at the moment the car is kind of sat like this, and Brad is struggling to find grip on the rear, and he's spinning out quite easily. So, and then it's not generating that much heat in the tyres. So the idea is we're going to sit the car in more of a neutral position and get some weight over the back tyres and get the car driving forward a bit better. And just try and learn what that does as well. If we lower the rear ride height and lift the front ride height, we're going to go out and it's going to teach us what changes, and Brad's going to give the feedback, and hopefully it's a positive one. It's a shame we're not getting all the new stuff now.
Today.
Yeah, that's going to have to wait till the next video.
But at least you'll have it till the next race.
Yeah, the
But
next
before.
big race,
Yeah.
Gladstone the car will be fully modded.
Yeah, at least like Gladstone race is part of the series that we're running, the EFS series.
Yeah.
So that's the one that really counts. This weekend at Gympie is more of like a let's change the car and then see what it feels like. From the start, I've never actually ever looked at my suspension setup at all because I just wanted to get some laps, you know. So now that we've got the car to a point where we're comfortable, it's reliable, it's doing everything we want, now we're starting to look at like the important stuff like our setup. So I've pulled out all the shocks in the car and then our spares, and I've written on them what they are. So we've got a 30-30, a 40-20 in these two, and then I've gone through and done the same. The only thing I'm not sure about is our spring rates, because some of them are written on there, like this one's got like, I don't know if you can see that little scratch. It's got 225 on it. This is something that we need. We need this 225 on our right front. Our current settings, the only one that was actually correct was our left rear, which we've got a 30-30 and a 140 spring. I'll show you in a sec. I pulled this out of the car yesterday. This is a 30-30 and this one here is also a 30-30. And if I just take these collars off.
40-20 are the damping settings, so it's compression and rebound. So like for example, the 40-20, the 40 is compression we think, at the moment. We think it's compression, and the 20 is rebound, so it's stronger compression, less rebound. But this is like an even shock 30-30, so it's the same compression and rebound.
So these both should return at the same rate, but one of them is way faster than the other one. But they're supposed to be the same setting. So obviously this one's been leaking a little bit of fluid, like oil, but or something, I don't know what the go is. And yeah, it's just like the setup from the start has just not been correct. We're just going to work with what we've got this weekend at Gympie, try and make something work. Yeah, go from there.
And if this is a 225 and we measure the wire diameter, we've got basically 9.5 millimeter wire diameter for a 225. So any of these that are the same will be the same. See, this is an 8.5, so we know that's softer.
Yeah.
So it's probably a 200.
Yeah.
Probably. Softer. 10, so that's stiffer. So it's stiffer. So it could be like a 230 or 240 or something.
Yeah.
9.9, so that's in between. It's mad that these are all different. 10 again. 10.3. It's probably the stiffest one out of all of them. 9.3. So that's a little softer. And then this one's no good. We can't run that because it's too small and it'll get coil bound.
Yeah.
8.9. So that's softer again. So what was this one? 8.5. So they're all different.
Yeah. We
They're
know this
all
one.
different.
This is our smallest one, and I've seen on here. Yeah, look, it's written 140.
140. So
So
we're going to need that.
Yeah. What was that? 8.5.
Yeah. So that's the softest one you've got. The next one up is an 8.9.
9.
That was also on the car.
Oh,
Oh,
175.
There we go.
Okay.
Don't ask for advice.
We're seeking advice, not giving
Yeah.
advice. We're advice receivers, not givers.
The students, not the teachers.
Exactly. But we don't have a teacher, so we're trying to teach ourselves.
Okay.
So what we got?
140, 175.
That's a good start because I think
Yeah, we need both.
Both of those.
Yeah.
So that's actually really good.
If we're going from online setting, we need a spring between 190 and 200, which hopefully maybe it might be that one because what size
That's
is that?
225. So I think this is a 200.
Yeah, well, so we need that. So I might just write 200 with a question mark.
Yeah, if it's not 200, it's like a 195 or something.
Yeah.
It is.
So we'll put 200 on here.
140, 175. That's a great start. 200. Then we got a 225,
Which we also need. Which
this is our car then, basically, these 4 springs.
Yeah. That 225 is not on this base setting sheet that I have, but when I called the shop and asked for some advice, we're getting a 225 spring sent to us, so they think 225 is a good base, so we're going to use that.
Yeah. So these 4 springs here is our setup for
Yeah.
Gympie that we're going to test.
Yeah.
And then when we get the new shocks of springs, we will probably stick to this spring rate,
Yeah.
but put the new ones on. And then we'll keep these as spares.
Yeah.
We'll paint them and make them look pretty, keep them as spares. And then these 3 are just some stiff, oddball ones, which I think are going to be far too stiff for what we're trying to achieve.
Yeah. What's this one?
No wonder you were struggling.
It's a 40-20, but it's no good. It's bent. And then I've just realised
That one of these is as
that
well.
one
Yeah.
is also bent. So
It just stops.
yeah, it's just getting caught on something because the shaft is bent.
It's only slight, but it's enough that it binds up on the seal.
Yeah.
So that's, I mean, we could still use these ends.
Yeah, for sure. So really, at the moment, we only have 1 spare, but I don't think it's any good because
It don't seem like it's holding much pressure.
no. Like if you look at that, that's what is that, a 40-20?
Yeah, it should shoot up.
Yeah, and this is a 30-30, and like they're,
Well, yeah.
you know, it should be a little bit faster, I think.
Yeah.
I actually have 0 spares until our new stuff arrives.
Yeah, it'd be really cool actually, because if we get these set up and make them look nicer, they can go straight in the spares box, and we literally have 2 of everything that we know we're going to use.
Yeah.
So this ain't a waste of time.
No.
We just need to make sure we get these damping settings on the right corners as well.
Is that the graveyard, is it?
Yeah, there's about what's that, nearly $1,300 of shocks.
If you want one of these as a souvenir, just email us and we'll send you it.
We'll sign it and then send it.
Yeah.
If you know a good welder, this is savable.
While Brad continued building the shocks and setting the preload, I turned my attention to some of the more basic maintenance we needed to do.
After every race, without fail, we drop the oil, change the filter, we clean out the air filter, do some basic checks. We nut and bolt the whole car. We check to make sure nothing's come loose. We found the chassis was fine after the race, but a lot of the bodywork mounts have either just disappeared or rattled loose, so we need to address that and fix that up today. I've already done the oil, well, Brad done the oil, so it's got fresh oil with filter ready to go for the Gympie. This is the oil breather that we were talking about that was leaking oil. It used to come straight off the back of the motor and it leaked pretty bad. Then we added a hose and we had it sitting like here and it was still pushing oil. And I think it's to do with the G-force of the motor. So when he's turning left, and he only turns left, all the oil in the motor is sitting this side of the engine, and every now and again it just blows a bit of oil. So we run the crankcase breather up to here, so the G-force is pushing this way, And since we've been running it here and not over there, it hasn't pushed any oil. So we're pretty confident. The whole race meeting, it didn't push any oil out, and it's clean and dry. We'll just airline it out, get all the clay out of it. So yeah, I'm gonna go around. I'm gonna check all the exhaust bolts. You can see all the damage on the bodywork from the clay. It's pretty gnarly. It's just ripped all the paint off of all the bars here, and it's mainly this side of the car that seems to be getting all the damage. These are the spacers. So when Brad was talking about moving spacers, these are the spacers he's referring to, and basically it will move the whole wheel on the car out or in. I don't fully understand what the spacers are doing exactly and when to change spacers, but as soon as I'm learning more about it, I'll explain it all. At this point, I understand the logic, but I don't really understand how it gains grip or loses grip by adding or removing spacers. So I'm looking forward to learning more about that.
Yeah, what happened?
So after the first heat race, I was like using the brakes pretty heavy. So obviously the fluid got hot. Then when I was rolling back around to the trailer, I was like, I could see my dad standing in front of the trailer, and I like turned in and I pushed the brake, but the pedal went straight to the floor and I had no brakes.
You got no brakes?
So I like told him to move in my hand, but he just tried to catch the car from hitting the trailer, and I couldn't stop, and it just smashed the trailer. So, but,
and your dad?
yeah, and dad, yeah. He copped it in the leg.
We're not that far away from being done. It's just can't injure the race car driver the day before a race. Working out at the front end is just still not right. I know we've been saying it since day one, but it's still not perfect. I kept saying that to him at work. Don't you get injured? He goes, yeah, but if I get injured, we might go faster because we can get a better driver. I'm like, oh yeah, good point.
Sometimes the truth hurts.
There's only one Brad the lad.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got a clipboard.
I started making a record of all of our setup changes.
Someone in the comments is just sitting there at home like,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, what are these absolute idiots doing?
So we have these data sheets, and it's got your chassis set up with your spring and shock set up in the middle, and then on the outside, these are each corner. So on the outside you've got your tyres, tyre pressures for each corner, springs for each corner, and then down here is loads of jargon that I don't understand yet. But we are also, I know this one, and that's the diff, and we're going for gear set 4 in this car because we switched it to gear set 3 for the longer track, and now we're going back to a shorter track, gear set 4.
so this is gear set 4. This controls our like speed per gear, basically. So when we were at Kingaroy, we had this gear set in the car, and pretty much like we want to run second gear basically all the time. And at Kingaroy, I was running out of second gear. I was just hitting the limiter. So to increase second gear, you increase your gear size in the diff. So we've got at the moment we've got a bigger gear set in the diff, and we ran that at Toowoomba, but it still wasn't enough. But we're going to Gympie this weekend, so that's only a small track, and we'll chuck these in, and yeah, see how we go. It should be fine. I've run this gear set at Gympie before, and it was alright. Behind this cover, this is called a quick change diff, because you just take this cover off and you can quickly change the gears. It's pretty handy. But yeah, I'll undo these bolts and we'll pull the cover off. It will drain all the diff oil out. We'll take out the old gears, put the new gears in, and then fill it up.
Another successful day in the bag.
Yeah, I would say very successful.
Cars back together in one piece.
Yep.
Ready for Gympie tomorrow.
All about the tits.
It's race day again, race day fans. Today we're going to Gympie. It's a race meeting, but we're treating it as a practice.
Yeah, whatever. Brad likes it round here.
It's actually my favourite track. A little bit more of like a tarmac racetrack than conventional speedway style. It's got like half a straight, then it's like a big wide turn into a sharp hairpin. Then you run down the back straight with a kink, and then there's another hairpin, and you go. It's like undulating as well. So when you come out of the bottom hairpin, you're driving uphill, and then you drive downhill on the other side of the track. But yeah, it's like one of my favourite tracks just because it's different. I saw some of my old friends from the street stock days. That was cool. But yeah, it was so nice to pull up, and it was actually not us going out first, because normally in the streets, well, not normally, it's just how it is in the street stocks, they're the first ones out on the wet track, and it's just chaos. So it was nice not to be a part of the chaos for once.
We also have the production sedans, modified sedans, super sedans. It's going to be an action-packed night of racing. There are so many speedway classes, it can be quite confusing. If you are fairly new to speedway racing, all you need to know is we are in the Modlite class. They are 200 horsepower, 1000cc motorcycle powered pocket rockets with rear wheel drive. To top it off, they race on clay dirt track with absolute nutters behind the wheel. Hence our warning logo on the side of the car. The action is officially underway. We are hoping the track conditions are going to improve so we can test our new suspension setup.
So I just checked the heat board. We're starting second in our first heat, and then we're 6th and 6th in the next two. So it's not bad. It's pretty good. We got some issues before we even go out on track. We just went through scrutineering, and we got these butterfly Zeus clips here on the front. That's all legal. 2 on the side as well, but for our fuel tank, gone ahead and used the flat blade ones, but we actually need the butterfly ones like we have in the front. And the other thing, yeah, that's it. And the other thing is I need to write on off on this isolator switch. But other than that, we're good to go.
Could have been worse.
Could have been worse, yeah. They could have told us, pack your shit and go home.
Shower time.
While we watched the water truck soak one of the other drivers, I was trying to work out what was more important to these Aussies. Was it the racing or the rugby? Any luck? Yeah.
Thanks to Chris Weir,
Yep.
Q47, has helped us out.
Ah.
Race shop still didn't have any, so on the way back I spoke to a couple of people, and yeah, we found 2.
Sit. We're going racing.
Ready to rock and roll. Like if 3 cars drop out tonight, there will be no B main, so we'll automatically be in. Ideally, I have a really good first heat, and I need to make the most of it, because if I get some good points in the first heat, I'm pretty much not guaranteed, but it's gonna be good for us for the rest of the night.
So off is next to where it says off, yeah? Because
Off is the top, because when you if this is on, so you'd write on there, because then if they're like, oh fuck off, so yeah, okay, so that should be on.
Maybe do an arrow with direction as well.
Who'd have thought an on-off switch would be so difficult? Heat 1 went quite smoothly, if I remember.
Oh, he's shitting it.
no, he's alright this time. It's just the first one he had to get out of the way. We do this every weekend now.
Yeah.
It's just fucking routine.
Smoothly, probably as in not like anything happened. As a driver, it didn't feel very smooth. We were treating it as a practice session anyway, really. It was, Gympie wasn't on our calendar for this year, but after Toowoomba, I just wasn't happy with how the car was driving, so we chucked a bunch of stuff at the car, new setup, found some stuff online, did some research, so we just kind of used Gympie as like a test day. We used our suspension that we had, changed the springs up a little bit, and then yeah, we kept our tyre sizes the same, ran the same tyre pressures, but we used different gear set in the first heat. We swapped from Toowoomba because from Toowoomba, if you remember, we were running out of gear, and then we got to Gympie and immediately I ran out of gear again.
Brad got off to a great start, holding third place. But within the first full lap, the gearing was causing the engine to hit the limiter. He was losing time down the straights. He makes contact with the number 32, trying to hold on to third place. Next up was Russell, the number 79, but Brad had other issues. His arm restraint came loose, and it was stopping him from turning the steering wheel. While he was trying to fix the loose restraint, Russell made his move. Brad almost tags the back of Russell and spins out. That's the end of our Heat 1.
From Heat 1 to Heat 2, we had a bit of time.
Restraint fell all the way down to my arm and hooked onto my steering wheel. Fuck. That's why I spun out.
Shit.
Yeah, from Heat 1 to Heat 2 we had about an hour, so we changed up the gears again.
Do you need a lot of oil to do the gears?
A litre.
Hmm?
A litre. That's about a litre, doesn't it?
Or someone that could just give you a litre, you can give them a litre back.
I could go see Pro 1, see if they got a litre.
If you can, and that's all you need
You
to
can't
change the
run further
gears.
around that hairpin, can you? There's no way.
I was pulling third out like halfway down the straight, and then I didn't pull. Instead of just going back down gears in the hairpin, I just left it in second down the back. But it was just like halfway down the back, and it was just like.
Couldn't quite hold the inside line.
No,
You're drifting out.
Yeah, it still doesn't want to turn. Like, still doesn't want to turn. But that could just be me.
Hopefully it was going to change something, but there's like we had bigger problems than gears in the second heat.
Have you got the new gear set?
It's proper cleaned out this diff since we've been doing changes.
You see, these three here are all in the 18s. You're in 17.9, you know, 17.7, 17.3. You need to find a little bit more, but,
Yeah.
you know,
It's there.
yeah.
Yeah. It's just annoying I can't string it all together.
That's all right. Well, you will. He will, won't he?
Yeah, of course
Hey?
he will.
We had our output shaft nut come loose, and it was the most terrible vibration I've ever felt in my life. Towards the back end of the race, there was like 2 laps left, and the car was just shaking like crazy. I was just like, my brain was rattled.
Despite the car issues, Brad managed to hold on to 6th place and avoid this huge accident.
Yeah, we came back into the pits. We were looking around for the problem. The exhaust actually like separated from itself a little bit. Half the suspension bolts came loose. We rattled so much stuff out of the car. But then we were able to find that the output shaft nut was loose, so it was a mad rush to get that tight and get out for the last heat race.
I had to remove the drive shaft, then tighten up the output shaft nut, and then refit the drive shaft, whilst trying not to remove too much and be too time consuming.
Okay, let's just roll a little around a little bit more. Just double check this one.
It's alright, they haven't called names yet.
Okay, we are good.
Brad did not get off to a good start, but number 6 did. Wow, what a start he had. It was clear to us we had a lot to learn as a team, and we just need to get more tits, time in the seat. And squaring up to some of the best in the country is only going to make us learn faster. We have to remind ourselves we're here for track time. And while Brad finishes his last heat race of the night, it's a good time to ask you to subscribe. 75% of our viewers are not subscribed, and you can support the team by following our journey.
You see number 6?
Yeah,
Just
twice.
behind you, and then it was in like fucking second or third, or the first time that you got to the hairpin.
He passed you again, I reckon, before the fucking start line.
Has her on the camera. GoPro cameras.
This GoPro was not placed by me.
As long as we get the memory card back, I don't care about it.
Yeah.
It's the memory card that's the valuable bit.
It wasn't placed by me unless the footage is really sick. Then it was all me. Yeah, you've got to get a photo. You officially have been fangirled.
We need we need stickers of the YouTube here.
Yeah.
That's what we need stickers of.
We made the main event, which was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I noticed in the main event that we started building up a lot of speed and you started doing some big overtaking moves.
Yeah, finally. It's nice to actually like pass some cars. So the car still wasn't right, but it was like, yeah, it's just going back to getting into a groove. You know, like Toowoomba was so on off. There were so many cautions in the feature race, and I struggled to find a rhythm in the heat races because they're over in like 8 laps. So when we get these longer runs during the features, it benefits me so much because I get into this rhythm and you know I start to figure out how the car needs to be driven. And yeah, we passed a couple cars. It was good. We got kind of stuck behind one car towards the end of the race, and you know if I had to pass him, I had open air for you know a good 4 or 5 car lengths in front of me, and I would have liked to have chased down everyone else, but it was still nice to actually pass cars. I made a bit of a mistake on like the second last lap. I'm pretty sure it was the second last lap, and everyone overtook us that I overtook. But still, it was a good night because we learned a lot, and especially walking away from that event, when we got home, it just opened us up to, you know, so many more changes on the car. We actually started to figure out what we needed to do. So it was overall, it was so good to go to Gympie because it just, yeah, like I said, it was like a test day and we just did so much and changed the car quite a bit. So it was great.
And then we're leaving Gympie. What's next?
We're off to Gladstone next. I've had a bit of bad luck at Gladstone, blowing a motor last time we were there. I'm hoping we turn it around this time because we're on a bit of a roll. So keep the momentum going.
Oh yes, the next one. It's big. It's bad. It's been a 8 hours drive, 600 kilometers for round 2 of the EFS Modlite Championship. Put into the track and there's Brad all set up ready to go. And we had a special guest, King Rohan was joining us for this weekend. We used to work with him. It was great to have him in the team. The Super Sedans were joining us for tonight's racing. They were with us at the last race at Gympie. They put on one hell of a show. Yeah, so we arrived and you're super pumped.
Yeah, I was like really motivated to get going because we've done a lot of change with the car. Hoping that fucking tyre makes a difference. We've been running the wrong tyre size to start the night. We swapped over the 215 to 205 on the left rear, so I was like really excited to try out 205. We just done so much, and I just really wanted to get on track and have a good run. Started last in the first heat race, so
Oh,
that's good because it's a good test. Get the feel for the car. Yeah, then we only go forward from there, and we're on pole for the last heat race.
The positive vibes are flowing at Brad Sieders Racing, and there was a great turnout for the Modlites. A lot of the top guys were here ready to race. You know when owners look like their dogs? Do drivers look like their cars?
yeah, you look like your car.
The sun was starting to set. That can only mean one thing. It's time to go racing.
Go.
You know the big electrical switch on the back of the car
Yeah.
that kills the all the power. They basically want to upgrade all the cars, and instead of it cutting the live, they want it to cut the negative, because it's a lot safer cutting the negative than the live. And it's something none of these cars do yet. They all cut the live at the moment, but they want to transfer them over to cutting earth. So that's another job we have to add to the list of shit that we got to do.
Oh, but not
for the next race.
Not for today though.
No, I mean it's a whole wiring loop change, so it's not going to be an easy job to do. It's not something you want to be doing trackside. But we'll add it to the list and we'll do it. It's not as hard as the stuff we've had to do to this car already. It's nice to have another mechanic here.
Yeah.
For a change. That understands all the lingo, you know.
Yeah.
I missed having Rohan around in the workshop.
Yeah. This is just a tribute to the good old days today.
Yeah.
You should have bought me a speaker.
We're putting the band back together.
Yeah,
I had a good feeling about this race. I mean, it was my birthday weekend. I just had a good feeling, and I kind of had a underlining feeling that there was going to be some drama. I thought maybe we would have a knock here and there, because we've had a lot of lucky escapes this year so far. Kind of thought, oh, we're maybe due a little bit of damage, or we're due a bit of drama at this one, but I thought we would get through that and end up with some half decent results. But
this was the first race meeting that I was like, all right, let's actually make some moves here and like do some racing, because the last couple races I've been just wanting to get, you know, some tits. This time I was like serious, you know, I wanted to actually improve myself, and I felt like we had a great car. The track was really greasy. Super Sedans were with us, but for the parade lap, they let us know at the driver briefing that Super Sedans weren't going to get their hot laps. The Modlites were getting sent out on a greasy track. The track was still nice down the bottom, so yeah, we did our hot laps. Car was pretty slippery, but yeah, I was ready to line up and go for it.
All my homies spin the block, hit the gas.
First corner, and the cameras just got hammered with clay. They come round for the first lap, and we got hammered with clay. If you're wondering why I'm wearing sunglasses with guards on the side, this is why. And about 2 laps in, you had a near miss and spun out, because there was a certain driver that spun out in front of you, and you got away with it that time.
Yeah, it was a really close call. It's probably the closest call I've had this year. Someone spun up the top of the track where it was still wet.
Line them up and get ready for the restart. Here we go again.
It wasn't even a lap later, it was literally the lap that we restarted. One of the other drivers unfortunately drifted a little high, got into the really greasy stuff, and he started to spin out, gave it a boot full to try and correct it, but it just kept coming back down the track, and unfortunately I didn't see that until I was hit right in the door. We had someone behind us, and that guy, unfortunately, he had nowhere to go as well, and boom, straight into the other side. I sat in the car, and immediately I knew we had a lot of damage, but I thought, I'm not going to be negative about this. I think we can fix it. I had a rollover in Grafton, and I immediately wrote the car off, but Dad was quick to pull my head in and pretty much tell me, no, it's fine. So I thought, look, we didn't even roll over, so it can't be that bad. We'll get the car fixed and get back out there for the next heat. I jumped out of the car, and my wheel was wedged in someone else's door, and the other one was hanging off. So my confidence started to drop a little bit, but I was like, no, it's all right. We can still fix it.
But then as they were dragging the cars off the track, I saw the car close up for the first time. I thought, do you know what? We actually stand a chance of getting this back out on track. And I thought maybe there's some control arms gone, and we've got spares of all this stuff. We should be good.
Not sure we could say the same about the Q116. I think their night is over. Is this a good time to ask you to subscribe? We need all the help we can get.
But it turned out that both sides of the car had taken an impact from a different car.
It didn't look good for us, but our dads didn't raise no quitters.
Don't worry, don't worry.
We were going to try everything we could to get this car back out there.
They get the axle stands just to make it a bit safer.
So I think if one side of the car had an impact, we were good to go. We were going to get it back out on track, but it turned out that both sides of the car had taken a hit, and the more we got into the repairs, the more we were realising, holy crap, we're in trouble here. I don't think this car is going to get back out. We snapped a shock on one side, and the other side we ripped the brake hose out of the caliper.
Slowly we started to see stuff that we could not repair, and it was just a shame because I was feeling super confident, and we literally did 3 laps and it was all over.
We could hear our next heat race starting without us.
Ripped it off of the clamps. So yeah, as you know, Brad's had a big one and we don't have enough bits to finish it, to get it up and going. He's ripped the brake cable out of the caliper. Both the lower arms are snapped. There's nothing attaching the wheel to the car anymore apart from this top arm. And then the other side, he snapped the shock and a few other bars, and it's even worse than this side. So we're just trying to get to the point where we can roll and try and straighten the parts just so we can get it back on the trailer, but our night is done. So it's done.
I mean, bodywork and stuff we're not worried about. We can just bend back and send the car out. But when you've got structural damage on the front and the steering is blown out, we were in trouble. And it got to the point where we just decided that we'd call it a night and go and have a beer and sit it out and watch some of the racing.
We can get it on the trailer and then we can drink beer.
There's a main culprit for this. Harry asked me at the start of the day if I have any superstitions, and I said, I don't like green in or around the pit area on the race car. I think it's bad luck, and I don't know why, but it's just something I believe in. And what do you know, when you walk into the track you get a wristband, and our wristband was green.
It sucks that we can't finish the night, but it's
One of those things.
yeah. In the grand scheme of things, the damage bill is not going to be insane. So could have been a lot worse. You know, we could have put a hole in the engine.
What you're saying is the season ain't over.
That's it. Catch us at the next race, baby.
It was the wristband's fault.
The wristband's fault. Yeah, it was. No, it's not even the wristband's fault. It's the colour green.
Yeah. And you know, green is the colour of lettuce, which quite often goes in a sandwich, and you were sandwiched.
Exactly. That's so right. I was the lettuce. Yeah, I was the lettuce.
It was a shame that we had to drive all that way just for 3 laps, but it's part of racing, and these are some of the lows that we're going to have to swallow. And we already felt like we were at a bit of a low because we weren't getting any results, but it turned out the lows get even lower. And when you've got a car that's written off, we'll be having to rebuild the whole thing again. But it's okay, we're going to bounce back. The Bank of Dad is telling us to order parts and get the car back up and rolling, and all the new suspension is arriving, and we've got new tyres to go on the car. I think by the next race it's going to be better than ever.
And yeah, so originally I thought you did it on purpose because you knew it was my birthday, but it turned out it's the wristband.
Yeah, well, bit of both. Yeah, a bit of both.
So we want to do a special thank you to everyone that come over and offered us parts and offered us time to help us build the car. It's so cool to see all the Modlite community come together, especially when you're having a disaster. So we want to thank everyone that come over and offered their help. So yeah, not only did we have a bad day at the track, the trailer fell apart on the way home. So we need the Hazard's Trailer Restorations to come pay a visit and fix up the trailer. You up for that?
Yeah, I might have to use your welder.
Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead, babe. The welder's over there.
Alright, sick.
I guess you should subscribe because it's starting to get pretty tasty.
Join us next time where we assess the damage and we start doing upgrades.
Hit the gas.